Is Google's reign over the internet under threat?
The Department of Justice has asked a federal judge to force Google to sell off its popular web browser, Chrome.
Well, the Department of Justice and a group of states may be opening the door to the most significant antitrust penalties for a tech giant in a generation.
Google was illegally monopolizing the internet search market.
What happens when one company dominates the way we search, browse, and connect online? The US government thinks it's time to shake things up, and Google is squarely in its sights. In a bold move against one of the tech industry's giants, the US Department of Justice, DOJ, has proposed that Google sell off its Chrome browser to restore competition in the online search market. This suggestion is part of a larger set of remedies outlined in a 23-page legal document. If implemented, these measures could redefine how Google operates and potentially how the internet itself functions for the next decade. Google's dominance is hard to overstate. With a grip on roughly 90% of the global online search market and 95% on smartphones, the company has long faced scrutiny. But this recent DOJ filing, supported by a coalition of US states, aims to tackle the issue head-on. The proposal suggests not only divesting Chrome, but also limiting Google's ability to use its Android operating system to favor its search engine. Additionally, it would ban exclusive contracts with companies like Apple and Samsung that make Google search the default for many users. This filing follows a landmark ruling from August, where Judge Amit Mehta determined that Google had illegally stifled competition in online search. The government's legal team argues that the proposed changes are essential to reactivating the competitive process that Google has long stifled. For them, this is about more than curbing a monopoly. It's about leveling the playing field for other innovators. But Google isn't taking these suggestions lightly. Kent Walker, the company's president of global affairs, responded sharply, calling the DOJ's proposals a radical interventionist agenda that could harm both consumers and America's technological edge. He added that the proposals could disrupt beloved Google products far beyond the search engine. While these debates unfold, Google has until December 20th, 2024 to present its counter proposals, with Judge Mehta expected to make a final decision by the summer of 2025. If the DOJ's recommendations go through, they could include measures like barring Google from re-entering the browser market for 5 years and imposing court oversight on Android to prevent favoritism toward Google's own services. The stakes here aren't just about legal battles.
This is a massive business, and Google is one of the biggest companies in the world, so there are very few people who could sweep in and buy what is a relatively significant part of that business.
They're about shaping the future of innovation. Experts like Professor Laura Phillips Sawyer argue that Google's tight control over user data has allowed it to refine its algorithms and dominate search advertising. But this control has also made it nearly impossible for competitors to gain traction. Without access to distribution channels, she says, no newcomer can reach consumers or justify the investment needed to innovate. If the court agrees with the government's proposals, we could see a transformed digital landscape where smaller players have a chance to thrive. As Professor Rebecca Allensworth of Vanderbilt Law School points out, even with a change in presidential administrations, this case is unlikely to disappear.
3.5 billion people use Chrome as their main search engine. It is by far the most dominant player in that market, about 70% of market share. The next best option, if you go down the list, is Safari, which doesn't even have 20% market share.
It's not just a legal battle, it's a pivotal moment for the tech world. Whether these changes are implemented or not, one thing is certain. The outcome of this case will ripple across the tech industry for years to come, potentially redrawing the boundaries of innovation and competition in ways we've never seen before.